In this video, I'm going to talk about how to use the HoneyBook Scheduler. This is part of our larger course, How to Use HoneyBook. So if you're just finding this video, start at the top of the playlist for all the info. So the scheduler we mentioned in the last couple of videos is one of the blocks that you can use within other files and Smart Files specifically. So you can have a scheduler after they pay the invoice and sign the contract, etc. But the scheduler itself is a little bit more difficult to set up. So I wanted to show you that individually. So of course we're in Tools and My Templates. You can also go into the scheduler from this Productivity tab, or you can click Create New Scheduler. So at this point we will click Add a Session, and this is where you can add any sessions you've already created, or you can go and create a session. This is where if you go from Tools into Scheduler under the Productivity tab, you're going to see the different sessions, and then you can also just click New Session Type, and you're going to get to basically that same page. I know we all spend so much time on that Templates tab, though, that we're often starting there. So let's say this is going to be a video call, and we're going to do a consult, client consult. And we'll do Zoom, and then you can sign in here with your Zoom account to go ahead and directly integrate it. You can do the same thing with Google Meet, and then if you have an other, you can just put the video link right here. I'll click on Other so I don't have to sign into my Zoom account right now. I'm going to put in my time zone, MST, and then I'll say this is going to be a 30-minute session, and it can be scheduled in a rolling window for the next 6 months. Actually, it's a consult. It can be scheduled indefinitely. We have a few different options there. For this consult, I'm going to make it pink. And this is just helpful in seeing at a visual level your full calendar and what different types of meetings you have. So I'll use pink. I would not like to use this meeting date as our project date, but it could be if that's, if this is a consulting call, if this is a coaching call, something like that, and you're going to do some other things automation wise with the project date. However, I usually like my project date to be the wedding date, so we're not going to put the consult date as the project date. And then you can type in any instructions. So just, book a consult, whatever it is. And then you can schedule your reminders here. So we'll do just an email let's see, we have one day before. Yeah, we'll just do email a day before and an email an hour before. And the one the day before, I'm just going to send to me just in case. Actually, we'll do the hour. Send to me just in case. So next is our availability. And you get to see basically on a weekly schedule what your different availabilities are and edit them. So say that I want to only have consults on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We are going to remove all of our availability and apply that to all of our Mondays. So I'm never going to be available on Monday. I'm never going to be available on Wednesday. And I am never going to be available on Friday for this particular type of session. Then on Wednesdays, I only want to do these from 10 until 3 and apply all that to Tuesday, and we'll do 10 to 3 on Thursday as well. So that means I'm never having client consults on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or outside of Tuesday, Thursday from 10 to 3. A buffer would be before and after a client schedule. So say I just am going to need 15 minutes. I'm not going to ever want someone to schedule within 15 minutes of the person before them and then, or the person after them, and then I'll do a buffer after of 15 minutes as well. And then minimum amount of notice. This just means that if someone schedules one, at 10 a.m. for 10:30, am I going to be ready for that? I don't know. So we'll just say that I need at least 2 days in advance before they can book it. So if they are looking at this on Monday, they're not going to show my Tuesday availability. They'll just show my Thursday availability. And then you can change the increments of time in which your availability appears. I don't need that to be custom. And then we'll set a confirmation page that they'll get after they schedule the appointment. And there's some smart fields in here that you can't edit. If I want them to bring anything to the appointment, I can put that in here. I can also just change it up to add a little bit of personality. And then there's a few other preferences right here if you want them to allow scheduling or cancellations, and if you want to send that confirmation email. So I'll save and finish this particular scheduler. So now this scheduler is live and I have this link to it. And anytime I want to send this out to someone to schedule a consultation, I can use this link directly to my scheduler for this type of call and this availability that we talked about. So now they can see all of the different times that I'm available on all the different Tuesdays and Thursdays, basically, forever. Now you can set a bunch of different types of calls. So we also have this 30-minute consultation, and my general availability is that I'm available for this 30-minute consultation that's purple from 10 to 5 on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then on Tuesday and Thursday, I'm available for these pink client consults. So just depends on how you want to be available for different things. If you want to set certain types of calls only on certain days, if you want to set all your calls on certain days, you can do all different things. And then over here, you can view your calendar, which will show like in pink or purple or all the different types, what different things you have on a calendar. So if we're going back to our templates and thinking about how we would incorporate a scheduler into the rest of our smart fields, basically when you add in a scheduling template, it'll tell me to add a session. So I'll just click one of the two sessions that we've already created, or I can create a new session right here. So I'll do that pink client consult and I'll put that here. So maybe this is a great addition to my packages and pricing brochure that I send out to everyone. So I would put my services, I would put about me, information about the process, maybe a cute little video introing me. And then I would be like, oh my gosh, and if you're ready to schedule an appointment, you can go ahead and schedule this. What's also cool is that you can add like an invoice to your scheduler. So they would have to pay an invoice, maybe even sign a contract before they can access the scheduler. So if you want to pay for an appointment, like a client coaching call, you could set that up as a 1-hour coaching call. You could put in an invoice for $250 for a coaching call, and then they sign a contract if you need a contract for that piece, fill out a questionnaire telling you what they're struggling with and they need help with, and then they get to the scheduler where they can schedule that call. And all of that can happen as one type of smart file. So again, all of the building block capabilities that apply to all the other smart file fields, such as the contract, the invoice, all those text and image fields that you might want to use, the services, the questions, etc. The scheduler is just another option that you can use as one of those building blocks, and you can use it by itself in that link like that. Just send it out to a random person who asks to schedule a consult with you, or send it via email somewhere. But you can also incorporate it in all of these other pieces in a way that is going to just customize the whole client experience and make it a seamless flow from one thing to another. In the next section, I'm going to show you lead forms, which is another great way to utilize the scheduler.